My husband's aunt, back in the 1920s, got a camera for her birthday. I remember Aunt Margaret very vividly. She was our family historian, and she was able to take 8mm film of all of Shreveport during the 20s. The opening of Byrd High School, pictures of the Great Flood of 1927. Many of our community leaders as babies sitting in their mother's lap. It gives you a sense of where we've come from and the people who have had a vision for this community before, and we are a continuation in that process. We truly stand on the shoulders of giants.
It's those decisions that were made 20, 50, 100 years ago that have led us on the path that we are on now. And the Community Foundation is one of those organizations that looks at the long view. They look down the road. They try to determine what it is that's needed and what is going to make us better and more vibrant and more educated and a more wonderful place to be.
Making sure that people are employed, making sure that people are educated, and who want to actually see that our weakest link is also successful, because a community is as strong as its weakest link.
We know that their standards are high. They have taught us all how to really produce a return on investment for our donors.
We're a little nerdy in that we dig into the numbers. I think that might be a prerequisite to work here. You have to love spreadsheets. I have the privilege of reviewing the grant requests that we receive and evaluating the programs and helping recommend where our grant dollars are invested. It is hard because we're not deciding between great projects and bad projects. We're deciding between good projects and better projects.
All nonprofits want to do good. They all need money, but there's a skill set that you need to be able to do this. There's a certain perspective, and part of what is essential is that you track what you're doing, you can measure what you're doing, and then you need to adjust by what the data tells you. And the Community Foundation is helping nonprofits be able to do this.
All this is woven together for a bigger picture. If we know we have a large problem with obesity in our community, then we know we really should fund health initiatives and healthy eating initiatives, community gardens, because that will help solve and at least move the needle in that area.
You know, the Community Foundation's goal is to be a community savings account, to be a place where you could leave your life savings here when you leave this world in the form of an endowment, and use the income from that endowment to do good things in the community, and not consume that endowment, but to make sure it's there, forever. And if you've ever delivered a check, it's quite satisfying to name that person and say, you're getting this gift from this individual who was a Shreveport resident, in 1962.
One of the things that the foundation offers is integrity, consistency, competency. And those are all things that we look for in ourselves. They are good at what they do, and they have been over time.
Well, I think it's so fulfilling because I'm a CPA, and so we're typically, the people with the glasses and sit behind the desk with the calculators, and to be able to match my desire to give back and be a part of something bigger and greater with the profession that I chose I can't think of a better place to be or work.
They support so many worthwhile things that make Shreveport the good community that it is. So it's a perfectly named organization because it is the foundation for so much of our community.
You can make a significant gift, and they'll do all the hard work.
Philanthropy, the root word for philanthropy is philos, which is the Greek word for brotherly love. And so what philanthropy is all about is showing love to mankind. and I love that. Things are changing at such a rapid pace, but then sometimes they remain the same. We're stewards of the memories, philanthropic legacies of all of the people who've gone before us and their generosity and what their vision was for this community.
I feel the warmth of Shreveport. It's a great place to live and raise your children. But I think about the kind of world that I want them to live in, and I want to be a part of making that world better for them. I want this to be a community that they're happy to live in.
We do what we do because we're going to make this place better. And we do have that end goal.
This is our home. We all want the same thing. Philanthropy, the love of each other, is what really connects us. You do not have to be a Rockefeller to give, because every one of us has something of value that we have to share. None of us will have all the money, none of us will have all the ideas, none of us will have all the creativity, none of us will have all the time. Only if we can leverage our resources in a better and more strategic way together will we begin to make the impact that this community deserves. That is exactly what the Community Foundation is all about.